welcome back to Monday News with Angelica and Britt.
We've got some few stories for you, per usual. We didn't do Florida Man today. We're taking a break week on that.
Yeah, we gotta figure out more like birthdays and stuff to do. Because, I mean, we're kind of out of most birthdays. Like, I don't have any kids or anything. I guess you have kids, but...
Well, what I tried to do is I went back and I tried to look up how far back they go.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't find one because I didn't have long to look. But, like, I looked through the 80s. You can't really find anything. I found one of a child murderer being executed, but I didn't want to get into that.
Yeah, that's not... It's
So-
a little dark.
Once I find out, like, maybe when the first crazy Florida Man story happened, then I'll share that.
See, that's what I think. Instead of doing birthdays now, we should go to more like stuff like that, like the first ever Florida man, like, you know.
Yeah, when was Florida Man born?
Yeah. So, coming soon. So, stick around to check that out.
Yeah, and sorry we missed last week. It was the holiday week. We had some crazy schedules going on.
I was camping.
Yeah, while it was storming.
Yeah, yeah. Really fun. Okay, so I'll start off. My first story is such an amazing story. It's about this dog in Zimbabwe. It's an African painted dog, and it was with its pack. I think they're like wild dogs. It was with its pack, like eating on something called a kudu or something. I'm not sure what a kudu is, but it was just like eating, like chilling, you know, with its pack. And a lioness crept up on them. And this guy said, in a flash, it was like the lioness had this dog in its mouth, and the dog, you know what it did?
What?
It played dead.
Oh, good thinking, doggo.
Yeah, they're saying like it gave an award-winning act. Like it just played dead, like
Wait,
really
who saw
good.
this?
Oh, I think there's a video of it.
Oh, wow. So maybe there was like, you know, a photographer, or I know there's a lot of people who go out and like make sure that there aren't poachers. You know, they go and just kind of drive around and check things out.
There's a YouTube video. Look at this dog. It's just...
Oh, and it's pretty small compared to this lioness.
Yeah, it's tiny. But
Wow.
it played dead and it ended up living.
You know what? What I used to, like, for some reason I've always felt that I was going to be in a horrible situation, whether it was like, you know, a mass murder or something. So I always have all these plans in my head. And so like years ago, my plan always was that if I was in war, or like if things weren't going my way, of course I would try to put up a fight. But like if everyone around me was dying, I would lay down and be dead too. Just make it through it.
I always think that in movies, I'm like, this is why I shouldn't go into the military. Because if everyone was dying around me, I would literally just lay down and pretend to be dead. And I think they frown upon that. Like, you're not supposed to do that. But in, like, war movies, I'm always like, lay down. Just pretend to be dead.
Like, of course, I would put up a damn good fight. But if for some reason I was losing the fight, out of weapons, exhausted to where I couldn't run or whatever, yeah, I mean...
Well, in running, like, that's not going to help you in war. That might be even worse than playing dead.
Yeah.
That's, like, even more dishonorable, I think.
But I'm not talking about, like, if I was, like, a Marine or in the Army and actually in wars that are going on nowadays. In my head, I'm picturing, like, I got a musket, and it's, like, the 1800s. Yeah, and we're all in a field. Yeah.
But I wonder what happens. Like, okay, never mind. This is going to get dark. I was going to say, like, I wonder what happens to the people who die. Like, if American soldiers die, does America go and get them? Or do the other people come and get them? Because you wouldn't want to play dead if the other people are going to come and, like, take your body, and then you're going to be, you know. I don't know what happens to people.
If you're into history, let us know what they did. Like, I know some bodies would get carried away, but, like, what about, like, say here's America, here's the other people. Or whatever. This is terrible. Okay, so if we meet up in just some random field, do you come get your men and we come get ours and we kind of just pretend not to see each other? Or do we shoot each other?
Do they let nurses go, like, while the battle's still going on? Like, I don't know what happens. I don't watch a lot of war movies.
We didn't pay attention in history class, I guess.
I don't think they covered that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, but about this dog, good job to that dog. That was very smart. And oh yeah,
So did it get away?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think so.
The lion's like, I don't want to eat no dead animal. Just like a typical cat. They want to play with their food.
One of the other members of the dog pack approached the lioness, and the lioness tried to attack the other wild dog ferociously. Then, to the surprise of everyone watching, the previously caught wild dog got up and was able to make his escape.
I bet she was pissed.
Those dogs are known for like being successful in hunting, and it says that they are Africa's most effective hunters, with they say up to 80% of their hunts ending in a kill. So these are smart dogs.
So speaking of like overseas, different countries of the world, in Australia, there was a tour bus parked, and in the middle of the night, these 3 guys went up and to siphon some gas.
Oh god.
Yeah, they put it in the sewer tank instead of the gas tank.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The people who own the tour bus were probably like, thanks.
So yeah, it filled up. They got a mouthful of the sewage of the people who were on the tour bus.
That is so disgusting.
That's like instant karma.
Yeah, like,
Like, do you have to go to the hospital if you get sewage in your mouth?
I'm guessing because they say that, like, at restaurants, like, when people get food poisoning and stuff, it's usually because of, like, fecal matter from people not washing their hands and stuff. Like, you don't want to get someone else's, you don't want to get your own, but you definitely don't want to get someone else's fecal matter anywhere on you.
Yeah, and it's not like it was just a little bit of urine in a stream. It was straight everything.
Yeah, that is so gross.
Yeah.
Well, urine should be clean. That's why, like, you can drink, like, Bear Grylls says you can drink your own urine, like, if you're, like, trapped somewhere, you know, until it's brown. Then there's no point in drinking it because there's no hydration in it, so.
Oh, gotcha.
But, yeah, I would definitely go to the hospital for that.
Yeah.
Even if you don't tell them exactly what happened, you could say you were, like, working on plumbing at your house, or I don't even know. But I would definitely go. Okay, so this story I thought was pretty funny. Apparently, you know how people go up and give, like, graduation speeches?
Yeah.
Well, this principal gave a graduation speech, and the students totally, I don't even know how they figured this out, but apparently one of the students, like, figured out that it was plagiarized from Ashton Kutcher's 2013 Nickelodeon Teen Choice Award speech.
Oh my gosh.
And the principal says, like, one of the students did a video that was, like, the principal's speech and then Ashton Kutcher's speech, like, side by side, you know? And the principal says, oh, they left out a preface that, like, explained that I was going to be using other people's formats, but those were my thoughts and ideas.
What?
Yeah.
Was it like word for word?
Apparently not all of it was, but there was some parts where phrasing was exactly the same.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's just like the Trump one. He copied.
Well, Melania Trump copied one of Michelle Obama's speeches.
No, Trump copied one from like a comedy movie.
I know there's a part of one of his speeches that is literally a part of Bane from Batman's speech.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, like, it's so creepy how similar it is. I swear to God, it's, like, almost the same as Bane's speech where he's, like, standing in front of the Capitol building or whatever, and he's like, this is our city now. That was my favorite version. Well, you know, he's got, like, that mask on. That's Darth Vader, right?
No, I imagine that's what Bane would sound like when he's breathing with that mask on.
He sounds all weird. He's like, this is... I could barely understand him in that movie.
Which one?
The one with Bane in it. Like, have you watched it?
I don't think so.
It's
Wait.
not the last one. It's the last one with Christian Bale in it, I think. He's got that mask on. He's like this big dude.
Yeah, I know who Bane is. I don't know if I've seen it.
Well, you can't understand him anyways. Like, in the beginning, they're like in a helicopter, and I was like, Alex, what is he saying?
They at least could have put a microphone under the mask he has to wear.
Yeah, I was like, how did a movie get out? Like, apparently other people could understand it. Maybe it was just me.
I don't know.
But either way, it's funny to me, like, that means this principal searched, like, you know, good,
Inspirational speeches.
Yeah, he must have searched, like, inspirational speeches, and then just not even paid attention to where it was coming from, and just copy and pasted it. And it's like, you're the principal of a school. You know what happens?
You're sending these kids off to college with plagiarized hopes and dreams.
Yeah, and you know what happens if a student plagiarizes in school?
They're expelled.
Yeah, like, you get in a lot of trouble for plagiarizing in school.
Probably not as much now as, you know, as what, like, if we would have done it in high school, you got, like,
You got in a
suspended
lot
or
of trouble.
expelled or, like, failed the class. But nowadays, with social media, like, you can look anything up on the internet, so they probably take it more light. You know what I mean?
Well, and like the principal said, oh, I should have said my references. No, dude, you can't just say your I can't just copy a Trump speech and put, oh, that's my reference is Donald Trump's speech, you know?
Yeah, but it's gonna refer great to you guys.
Yeah, like, and it was from a
Relate, not refer, my bad.
It was from a Teen Choice Award. And I think it was like a principal of like a, like not a huge school or anything. I had never heard of it before. So it's like, how funny would that be if you were one of those students?
Right. At least it wasn't like a Harvard professor or something.
The kid who made the video has over 100,000 views. Or at least he did when this article came out.
Oh, well, it's probably way more than that now.
Yeah.
So for my next one, this one's pretty funny. This woman got the idea from a different woman in France. And this woman just had a family tragedy happen where, like, one of her family members got hit by a car. And so she's outside and notices that the cars are going way too fast. They won't slow down, you know, no matter what. You can put out that little
Kid.
the little
sign or
kid
whatever.
thing, that don't work. So she pulled out a hairdryer and stood at her fence with the hairdryer pointed out at the road. And I guess it worked. Everyone started slowing down because they thought it was the speed gun
Oh my
that
gosh.
cops use. And like, even if she did get her hands on a speed gun, what could she do if she caught you
She's not a
speeding?
cop.
It's not,
A lot of people probably slowed down because they were like, is that lady standing there with a blow dryer?
they probably thought it was like an actual gun, not a speed
Oh,
gun.
Yeah, they were probably very confused. But that's like, that's a pretty innocent way, I guess, to deal with that problem.
She said it was a main road and a school drop-off point, so she was concerned about like the children's safety.
Yeah,
I wonder if the hairdryer was black, because there's no picture. So
it must have been.
yeah,
I wonder if she had like one of those attachments on the front. That kind of will make it look more like a speed gun.
you think so?
Yeah, right?
I
I
don't know what a speed
imagine-
gun looks like.
I feel like I saw one in Bridesmaids. I think they show one in that movie.
Oh,
Maybe.
I
I'm
know
wrong.
they have one in Super Troopers,
Oh
but
yeah.
I can't remember what it looks like. But I mean, I remember the scene: the guy sitting in the car and the billboard of the girl.
Well, but the only thing is, then she has to stand out there the whole time. You know what she should really do? She should spend like a lot on it and go get one of those signs that tells you how fast you're going,
Yeah,
and like hook up a little camera to it. You know, like so that people just think that they'll get a ticket.
yeah.
Because like when you go past those signs, a lot of them have cameras, and if you're over the speed limit, they'll take a picture.
Oh,
And send you a
seriously?
ticket. Yeah, it's like in the city.
They have one down by the school here in town, but there's never a cop. So I'm like, what are they gonna do?
I think that ours might not, because like, you know, I don't know how much they spent on it or anything, but yeah, I forgot about that. That's like a new one, huh?
Yeah, it's right by the church next to the football field.
So I know like in the city, I'm pretty sure that they do have cameras, and I'm pretty sure that it's like, you know how the red lights have cameras now?
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah, because I got a ticket in the mail. Not a ticket, but I missed a toll.
oh yeah, wait, did you pay it? They like go up if you don't pay them.
Yeah, I know.
And when you call the number, you have to know exactly what like area you were at, what time of day it was, what day it was.
It was in Illinois.
You know what? Alex got out of one, like he called them and he said, this is true, this is what happened, but he said, my wife put it above the refrigerator, I didn't know I had it, like, is there anything you can do? And they just charged him the original price.
Well, you know what my problem is that your GPS tells you 6 times, stay to the left, stay to the left, stay to the left. And you have to get off on an exit to go pay a toll. Like, it's an actual
Right.
exit now.
Yeah.
Like, so how, if it's telling me stay to the left, you have an exit coming up, I'm not going to think, oh, I have to take this exit to pay my toll. I can't look ahead to see that it's going to let me back on.
Yeah, I know. It's like where we live, there's not freaking toll roads all over the place. So
I
driving
don't think we
through-
have any other than the Mackinac Bridge.
I don't think so. I've never seen one in Michigan other than
Maybe
that
the
one.
tunnel to Canada too, but I mean,
Yeah. I don't even know. Do you have to pay for that one?
I think once you get into Canada, maybe.
But either way, like Illinois, screw you. You have too many toll roads. It's not okay. Your roads aren't even that nice.
Yeah, you need to have like $25 in change just to make it 30 miles down the toll road.
Yeah, and you never know who has cash. Anyways, and some of them don't take credit cards or anything. Like a lot of them, you have to pay with change or cash or
And
something. like-
everyone's got that little iPass. Okay, well, when I take a spontaneous trip out to Idaho,
Also,
I'm not thinking about buying an iPass.
we don't live in Illinois, so like, why would we have one?
Exactly.
The only person I've ever known with that was like Alex's work truck at his old job. Like they had an iPass because the company was based in Illinois. But like if you go like to other states, like down south and stuff, it's not an iPass that you need, it's a different one. So it's like you should be able to buy one for the whole country.
Yeah, you should. And you know what? A lot of them workers, they act like irritated when you don't have the exact amount of change, because then you're like holding up the line of 3 cars.
Yeah.
But, you know, I went to this one. I was wearing a shirt like that was showing my shoulder, and I pull up, and the guy goes, "You know, that looks sexy hanging off your shoulder." And I was like, "Okay, please lift the gate thing."
Oh
like,
my god, what?
Yeah, I told my husband
Oh
about
my
it.
God.
I'm like, you know, thanks for the compliment, but sexy is a strong word,
Yeah.
especially when
Like,
you have
he
a
could've-
gate holding
He
me.
could have said like, "I like your tattoo" or something, like something not so like forward.
Yeah. And like the kids were sleeping in the back of the car. I just kind of was like, thanks.
I know, isn't that awkward? That's what I'm always like, thanks, and then just try to get out of there as quick as possible.
At least I didn't say you too.
Yeah, I hate going through tolls. When we used to drive through Illinois all the time, we would avoid them, but then you have to like drive way around. It's annoying. So now we just pay for them, but that's just as annoying because then you have to stop all the time to pay for the freaking toll.
Yeah, and the ones that really get me are when you have to get off on the right to the toll exit, but there's people merging on. So like
Yeah.
you have to like smooth. It's
One
just
time-
frustrating.
One time I was following Alex in the work truck, and I was really close behind him because I didn't know what to do. It was like, I was like 18, so I didn't know what to do. I had never seen a toll road like when I was driving. And so I was like following super close behind him because I'm like, there's like 5 lanes. I'm like, I don't know which
Yeah.
lane. So I got up real close behind him, and he went into the Easy Pass lane. That's what it's called, Easy Pass.
Yeah.
He went into the Easy Pass lane, and I was right behind him, and he called me. He's like, "You know you're in the wrong lane, right? Like you don't have an Easy Pass." And I'm like, "What's an Easy Pass?" So he was like, "Just try to go really fast and stay right behind me when the gate opens." So when the gate opened, I just stayed right up against him, and it let me through, and I never got a ticket.
Oh my gosh. See, they always take a picture of me if I go through the wrong one or miss it. They take a picture of me, send it to me in the mail, and I'm like, great, it's me. There I am,
Well, my
going
car,
like this.
I was so young that my car was in my dad's name still. So I was like, "Oh my God, if my dad gets a ticket, like he's gonna be so upset."
Yeah.
So I tried to call and pay it, but like before he got it in the mail, but it didn't exist.
Good.
So if you ever need to do that, that's how you do it.
Yeah, just call before they, like, if you remember that you missed it, I think you have 7 days
Yeah.
to, like, call and just
And
pay
just
the
pay.
65 cents or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Well, now it's like $1.65.
Because they have to plan for what if you don't know there's a toll road and you genuinely don't have any cash on you.
Yeah.
You know, like that probably happens a lot.
I had a lady, she held me up for like 4 minutes because I had a 20 and that's all I had. And she made me look through my card purse. She's like, "You really don't have anything smaller?" I'm like, "You really don't have change in your till?"
Yeah, like they get change all day.
She could see I had kids in back. Like,
Yeah. That's why they have a till.
yeah, to give change.
Okay, so this one is really funny. I really like this story. because I've seen a cloud that looks like this before, but this one is about contrails that were left by an Air Force pilot, and they were in the shape of a penis.
Oh my god.
And there was pictures going around on it was over Phoenix, so like everyone in Phoenix was like taking pictures, posting them on social media. They thought it was hilarious. And the Air Force came out and said the pilots did not intentionally draw male anatomy with aircraft contrails in the skies above the Phoenix area. And apparently, they were doing it right before a simulated dogfight, which I thought that was pretty cool.
Wait,
but
what's a
like,
simulated dogfight?
I think it's where they like take two aircrafts up there and like pretend like they.
Oh, like chicken. So they like play chicken in the sky?
I think so. I don't know exactly what they do, but yeah, they like simulate like they're actually in a war.
Oh.
So I thought that was pretty interesting. You can see there's a circle over here, then he went around and made another circle.
Okay, so it's not a cloud in the shape of it. It is like drawn outline of it.
Yeah, like he definitely did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Okay, so our last story is going to be a story that just came out, like right before we started filming. I got the update or the alert or whatever. And it's about, apparently there was another mass shooting in Virginia Beach, and a coworker of the gunman saw him walk by with a gun in his hand, and he thought it was like all a drill.
So like a fire drill.
Yeah, like
But like a robbery drill.
Yeah, like apparently like a lot of places now are doing drills of like, you know, what to do if like a gunman comes in or whatever.
But they wouldn't do that during business hours with civilians inside, right?
He I don't know. Like he thought it was an active shooter drill, which yeah, that doesn't make sense. They would at least probably warn you.
Or do it before you open, or
Yeah, hopefully not with like some like random people inside. But I'm guessing that he just knew the guy and just like didn't suspect, like probably didn't even cross his mind that like he would be doing something like that.
well,
you
no,
know?
not if it's like a coworker. You really don't suspect them to do something while they're like that while they're at work.
Yeah, especially if it's someone that you like get along with and stuff, you know?
Yeah. That's crazy. Like, I wonder if like he was at work.
Oh, well, apparently this says he assumed it was another drill. So apparently they must have done this already, because it says Virginia Beach Police had scheduled a free community workshop on what to do during a mass shooting for Saturday morning.
And so that employee
And
got
this
the
was-
idea from that.
This was on Friday.
So why would they have another drill 3 days later?
Well, no, they were supposed to have one on Saturday, but the Friday before that was the shooting. So like the day before the drill was supposed to happen was the shooting. And then also, I just want to say,
Oh, okay.
I heard another story like this. Well, not like this, there wasn't a mass shooting, but about an active shooter drill in a high school or a middle school. I can't remember what state it was, like Wyoming or something. I don't think it was Wyoming, but this school was doing an active shooter drill. They had the guy who was supposed to be the active shooter wear a turban.
What?
Yes, I swear to God, this was like last month.
That's
maybe.
as bad as doing blackface.
And also, that doesn't even make sense, because the people who do school shootings are like mostly kids in school. You know, like it's not like how racist
yeah,
is
because
that?
they have like taken security measures to make sure outsiders don't get in during the school day. So
Yeah.
now it's been like people who are supposed to be there.
And they were basically like playing it up like it's gonna be a terrorist. You know, it's like no.
Yeah, but that is so not okay.
Yeah, like how screwed up is that?
Like, no, Bin Laden is not going to come into your school.
No, like it doesn't even. That's the problem is it doesn't even make sense to begin with. Like it's a bad stereotype. It's not.
Yeah.
Even, it doesn't even make sense.
Do you know if there were people of that like race and culture in that school, they probably feel this big right now.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah.
I think that it was in like a state that's not very diverse. That's why I said Wyoming. I can't think of what state it was.
Okay, so it
But-
was probably like Nebraska.
Yeah, it was like a state that is mostly white, I'm pretty sure. So I'm guessing, I don't even know what would go through the principal's head to think that that was okay. I don't know if he was trying to go viral.
That was a bad call, guy. Bad call.
Yeah.
And so if you have any opinions or good stories that go along with this, leave us a comment, hit a like, subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sure you'll find some stuff interesting that we've done. And thanks for watching today.
Yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys later.